They landed somewhere in the Middle East, and then things got weird. They landed somewhere in the Middle East and in a relatively short time were treated as absolute gods. They came from the skies and they had knowledge of all type and advanced technology. Upon contact with the then Earth people, they taught their knowledge to the various cultures that existed at the time, sometimes for the benefit of the locals and sometimes for their own benefit. Each earthly civilization that was introduced to them offered them its own way of life, habits, and customs, and there was an exchange of knowledge. There were quite a few who disagreed with all of this, but they were individuals. Foreigners who came from elsewhere contributed to the building of megalithic and monolithic structures and temples. Those who came from heaven to earth brought with them their knowledge, their own knowledge of mathematics, astronomy, medicine, metallurgy, writing, music, poetry, agriculture, animal husbandry, engineering, public administration, government, medicine. They mixed with the knowledge of the native earthlings, and there was a huge rise of humanity, which happened basically overnight, quote unquote, as we would say today, as the human population grew and spread even further across the planet. The supreme rulers of these beings from the stars left behind descendants who appointed them as chiefs or kings in various regions and continents of the earth, according to mythology and legends. Many of the characteristics of the ancient visitors, their equipment, their technology, passed into the arts, customs, and rituals of those earthlings, but they adapted them to their own culture. The kings, descendants of these celestials, who ruled and managed the people, began to see themselves as gods and thought it would be a good idea to be worshipped as such as well. And then at some point they decided to mix and breed with the earthlings, and the male visitors came into contact with the daughters of humans, which was previously forbidden. This period, however, was an unfortunate time for all. On the one hand, it had been decided to start new journeys to other planets. On the other hand, new visitors were coming in not particularly good moods. A panic was created, a great war, a flood, and everything changed. Some left and traveled to other worlds, and some stayed. The events are described in different but at the same time similar ways in the mythologies of the indigenous peoples everywhere that reached with many shortcomings to the present day. The first ancient astronauts who arrived on Earth were given by much later names such as tall whites, Norse gods, Olympian gods, Anunnaki, Pleiadians, Lyrians, Syrians, Andromedans, and many more names. Things have been very confusing ever since. The landing place varies depending on the origin of the delivery. It was said that they created man, that they used him as a slave, that they freed him, that they exalted him, that they expelled him, that they betrayed him, that those who went away will return again, things like this. This I've translated from a Greek article. Actually, it's talking about what we would call the Atlanteans or the Anunnaki and the Nephilim. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.